Hello everyone, welcome back. We're playing MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries yet again. Last time out we wrapped up the Kestra Lancers DLC, and today we're going to be making a start on the Rise of Rasalhague. The year currently is December 8th, 3029, and the DLC's next priority transmission doesn't take place until 3031, so we have a little bit of time to kill. However, the DLC did have a bunch of stuff that come with it outside of the main campaign, including something we've barely scratched the surface of, and that is the Bounty Hunter checklist here. So what I would like to start this episode by doing, as well as some general maintenance on my mechs and what have you, is collecting a handful of these. We'll probably only get 2 or 3 done before the priority transmission comes around, but like I said, it would be good to make a start with it. Since we're doing a Rasalhague episode anyway, we might as well do some of that. What else am I going to do here? Well, you know what? I'm heading to an industrial hub, so rather than do any repairs here, I'm actually going to cancel these ones, because we're not going to need them. That was me just worried about time at the end of the last episode. And, but yeah, I don't know what I was thinking really, to be honest. I got such a surplus of mechs, it was never going to be an issue. What else do we need to do? Well, the last thing I wanted to do, and I said I was going to begin this episode with the last time, was upgrading my pilots, dropping them off at one of the various academies around the inner sphere. So we have 3 hero pilots here, all have reached their max skill, 43, 46 and 42 here. Fenstrom's very nearly in the same boat, but I do still need 3 active duty MechWarriors to be able to bring a full lance into the missions I'm going to do. So it was the hero pilots I was looking at, and I did ask for some feedback and I got a couple of good suggestions. However, I've run into a problem that I didn't realize existed. Until this point in the game, we've never really had to consider our faction standing. Yes, occasionally we pay a little bit more for buying something in the territory of somebody who doesn't like us, but it's never stopped us from being able to progress. However, the academies are locked to anyone that the respective great house does not like, which severely limits our options. We need to go to an academy which either belongs to Davian, Marek, or the independents over here. Kurita, Steiner, and annoyingly Liao will not let us in their doors. So that has forced me to change my plans a little bit. I always wanted to get Shenzhen to a Capellan Academy, since that is his home nation. Thankfully for us, there is going to be an option opening up any second now. Take one last look at the Capellan Confederation here as it was pre-Fourth Succession War, because we're going to jump now to St. Ives, and things are going to be very different when we arrive. I don't think there's anything else for us to do, so let's do that now. Also, I can hear my own voice now. It's several octaves below what it usually is. It's because I was drinking a lot on Saturday night. And yeah, Sunday I was in no mood to record, no condition to. Right, as we saw last time. Did we see this last time? I can't even recall. St. Ives Compact breaks from Capellan Confederation. After almost a month of turbulent skirmishes, Duchess Candice Liao announced this morning that the St. Ives Commonalty has been reformed into the St. Ives Compact, breaking free from the Capellan Confederation. Yeah, it was a briefing from Arden Sortek told us about this. Candice Liao, heir and daughter of Chancellor Maximilian Liao, abandoned the Confederation and fled to St. Ives, inciting the secession. In collaboration with Federated Suns agents, the forces loyal to the Duchess were able to push back the fragmented CCAF and retake the capital world in under a month. As the Fourth Succession War takes its toll on House Liao, the Duchess wishes to preserve her nation's people and culture by cooperating with Hansa Davian in order to avoid future conflicts with the dominant Federated Commonwealth. Reports say a formal alliance between the two groups is inevitable in order to protect the small nation situated in the heart of Capellan territory. Following the loss of the Tikhonov Commonalty and the destruction of the CCAF by the Federated Suns, the Capellan Confederation is in complete disarray. Their territory and forces nearly cut in half. This could be the beginning of the end for the once proud successor state. And if I'll open our map here, we can see the St. Ives commonality has broken off and formed the St. Ives Compact, which thankfully for us is an independent nation, so we can get access to their academy. Zooming out a bit more, we can finally see the Tikhonov Free Republic up here, centered on Elgin. And we can also see in their territory Wolf's Dragoons here, as a thanks for their help in holding back the Draconis Combine over in this region of space throughout the full Succession War. Hans Davian granted them the world of Outreach. Now, Wolf's Dragoons specifically requested this planet, and Davian intelligence was very suspicious about that, conducted a thorough survey looking for anything of value, assuming Wolf's Dragoons knew something that they did not, but they came up short and couldn't find it. Nevertheless, Wolf's Dragoons moved in, they did not renege on their deal, and in the coming decades, Wolf's Dragoons are going to rebuild not just themselves, because they're down to, I think, less than 2 regiments, when at one time they had the combined might of 7, 5 frontline regiments and various supporting battalions as well. So they're in no shape to be fighting. But yes, Outreach, as Wolf's Dragoons rebuild, will slowly usurp the planet of Galatea here as the mercenary star. This is where many mercenaries from across the Ionosphere, not just Leiden territory, meet up to discuss new contracts and what have you. But by the time we reach 3050 or so, that has been usurped or taken over by Outreach, that purpose. The Capellan Confederation here, as you can see, has lost the Tikhonov commonality at the top, either to Federated Sons or to the Tikhonov Free Republic. But frustratingly, this is how it should look in 3029 and not 3030, because here's Sana here. Well, the Sana commonality was taken pretty much in its entirety as well. So we're going to have to wait until 3031 to see that effect on the map. I don't know why it is like this, but whatever. So the Capellan Confederation, already the runt of the 5 is going to be even smaller by the time we progress another year. Right, St. Ives, Academy of Martial Sciences. The SIAMS is the principal academy for the St. Ives Commonality, now the Compact. Attached to the St. Ives Institute of Science, SIAMS has its own officer training program. Following its reintegration into the Confederation, SIAMS once more began political indoctrination classes, although the effectiveness of such courses is seen as somewhat mixed given the more independent mindsets of the St. Ives region. Wow, way to spoil things, game. Just going to tell us that the Compact is going to eventually become one with the Confederation again. That's bizarre, actually. It's beyond even the scope of this campaign. This doesn't take place until the 3060s, so it's certainly not something we're going to have to worry about. Now, I don't know exactly how this works, but it seems to me that graduate program, obviously there's like a skill requirement, and most of our pilots, all but Goblin, fall into this range. There's a little bit of an overlap here, so we could also, alongside Goblin, put Freeman or Shenzheng into this one, the most advanced of the two. But since I'm not planning on using Shenzheng for a while, and since he still qualifies for the longer undergraduate program, I think it's beneficial to send him off for 2 years. The tuition is going to work out the same across the longer runtime because it costs less, and get greater benefits from handing him over for a longer length of time. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to assign Shenzheng to the undergraduate program at the St. Ives Academy of Martial Sciences. We're going to see him again in 4 years' time. Thankfully, he's going to find his way across the Ionosphere to wherever we are when the time comes, and we're not going to have to come down here and pick him up. But that's basically what I wanted to do in this planet. So next up is to jump to one of these 2 planets, probably Lee here. Because then beyond that, we're heading up to Goshen next. And yeah, we will get some repairs done at Lee. That's the plan. Let's go there next. Hero pilot. That's not what I was after. I would have preferred a hero mech. We've seen Liana more before, I have a feeling. No hero mech this time. But we are going to head up here to Ashcombe into what's it called, Blackhearts territory in a second. For now, though, I need to get some work done. Is this a... This must be a DLC, yeah. Heroes of the Ionosphere. And let's see, Battle Mechs. Not only do I want to get these guys done, which I think I can just do it a pair all, yeah. I also want to get some use out of one of the other mechs we picked up. In fact, two of the other mechs I picked up, if I can find the other one. I had a Griffin somewhere as well, do I not? Yeah, there. So now my bills are going to be 4 million a month. That's problematic, but I'm going to just use these two in one mission each and then retire them straight away. Let's start with you. And I'm going to need to review my images here. Thankfully, past me had the foresight to take pictures. Let's see. Do I use the streams? I don't typically, but... Yeah, I don't have a particularly good one anyway. Of this size 4. Let's go with one of those and one of these. That'll do. They're not going to cycle at the same speed regardless, so... Do I have an even better one? Not really, no. Okay, and then one random medium laser as well. This one, why not? Okay. And I think if this goes anything like the flea that I was piloting, I should be able to do this one. Or get good use out of this. Right, 25 tons. Repair all that mech. Commando's going to come back into service with us. And it's going to need a paint scheme as well. We're back to using the Cavalier paint scheme. We're no longer working for the Crucis Lancers. Right, Griffin, you were the other one. We need an LRM-10, of which I have a good one here. Griffin's going to overheat because it's got a PPC on it. In fact, that's not a lot of firepower. Do we give it this? This is a liability, really. You're going to lose my best PPC. We'll be piloting it, so we'll trust ourselves. Okay, and then I need some heat sinks in the middle here. And then LRM ammo. Got it. Okay, and repair all. That's going to take a bit longer. Well, you know what? I will use the Stalker again. That's not what I wanted to paint, though. This one. Okay, right. Next step, then. On to Goshen here. And that is, yeah, we will see what we're doing up there. It is now February 7th. I'm pretty sure we don't have any more news. Not yet. But we will do after the next jump. Okay, it's now March 6th, and we do have some news here. Comstar Peace Pact of 3030 ends 4th Succession War. It has had already effectively ended. I think there was a few holdouts still fighting, but things had ground to a halt, essentially. And Comstar was just getting everybody to sign. The time has come for the anger and misunderstandings that caused this war to be set aside so we can construct a true and lasting peace from the ruins. The joint statement from Archon Katrina Steiner and First Prince Hans Davian in early January has proved fruitful. 5 weeks later, peace talks mediated by Comstar have resulted in the Comstar Peace Pact of 3030. The document was signed today by the leaders of the Draconis Combine, Federated Suns, Free Wells League, and the Leiden Commonwealth. Notably absent is the signature of Lady Romano Liao, who currently serves in the absence of her ill father, Maximilian Liao, Chancellor of the Capellan Confederation. This absence, however, is likely to prove inconsequential, given that all other signatories have already agreed that the war is over, and certainly the Capellan Confederation is in no state to continue it. Maximilian Liao, may he live forever, is not going to live for much longer, I'm afraid to say. He has a total mental break in the final years of the Fourth Succession War when he realizes the scale of the betrayal that has taken place and how he has been played for a fool by Hansa Davian and his ally Justin Allard Xiang, who absconded with his new fiancée, Candice Liao. So not only did the man who tricked him and betrayed the Cabellan Confederation to the Federated Sons result in pretty much the destruction of the realm, but then left with his daughter as well. It's perhaps no surprise that Maximilian Liao was no longer capable of governing afterwards. Unfortunately, the last child remaining to him after his son Tormana was also taken hostage by the Federated Sons and then didn't have a strong desire to return. Romano is a somewhat infamous leader, let's put it that way. I'm sure we'll get some news reports about her later on. Also, another change of leadership took place within Comstar itself. Just Julian Tiepolo suffered a stroke in the latter years of the war and was replaced by the bloodthirsty Mindu Waterley, former Presenta Dieron, and appointed, I can't recall her name right now, but whatever. She took charge, and it wasn't a welcome change by most of the participants within the war, especially the Federated Sons, whom she had helped orchestrate the interdiction against them. Right, the War College of Goshen, founded on Goshen by two retired generals, the War College of Goshen began as a mech academy and quickly expanded into a full-spectrum military school, known for blending live-fire training with deep academic study. WCG produces well-rounded cadets with a strong grasp of both combat and the philosophical foundations of war and governance. Very good, very good. And here, again, I'm going to take advantage of the fact that the undergraduate program offers better chances of a skill cap increase, which frankly is the one I want more than any other. Traits are kind of by the by. You know, if we get a good trait, that's fine. But I'm not going to alter what mechs I'm assigning them to based on a single trait. So, Freeman here is going to join the War College of Goshen, which it doesn't say here, but this was one of the suggestions I had, which I really liked. It's an academy that kind of caters specifically, it's run independently, even though it is within Federated Sons territory, and caters specifically to mercenaries, or at least they're a large percentage of their clientele. And I think with Freeman's background, this is a good fit for him. And, we've got a hero mech here at Amiga. Okay, well, I was going to go to Blackhearts territory, but it's going to have to wait. And you know what? Okay, well, we're going to here regardless. Let's check it out. We've got time to kill. Oh, of course. What else would it be? What else would it be? A hero urban mech. The K9. Okay. I think this was that we've heard of another hero mech, Street Sweeper. In fact, we saw its companion from the Capellan Militia, Protect and Serve, called 911. Okay, you know what, it's got an ultra autocannon. I'll try to use it in a mission. I'm sure it'll be fine, actually. Large laser as well. As far as urban mechs go, this is not bad, I suppose. It's not exactly what I wanted, though. The black box attached to this mech has been corrupted, leaving little information beyond its unique chassis identifier, K9. What little we could uncover from its databanks seems to indicate that it served around the time of the Amaris Civil War that precluded the collapse of the Star League, possibly serving in the conflict itself in some form of civilian defense or urban pacification role, although for which side we cannot tell. I wonder if this was one of Amaris's goons who used this to maintain order among the Terran hegemony after things started to fall apart. I forget the names of these people. God, I spent so much of my life writing, scripting that Star League Civil War series, and now I can't even remember what their names are. Someone in Jari, I think his name was, and the Terra was the collective term for the two different agencies. One of them had like a really sinister and clinical name, like the Bureau of, I don't know, Propaganda or something. That's actually Draconis Combine, but whatever. Right, we'll buy it, 20% off. We are honoured by House Davin. You think we'd be even more than that. Oh, look, a rare Stally Crab. Well, we have some news as well here. Comstar interdiction ends with comm guards placed at all Federated Sons HBG facilities. The international communications blackout of Federated Suns Worlds by Comstar over the attack of an HPG facility on Sana was lifted almost 4 months ago. Only now, though, we are seeing what the terms of that agreement mean, with Comstar placing their own military forces at all hyperpulse generators in the Federated Suns. Here on CAF, so close to Terra, members of the Comguards and their mechs have already arrived and been seen on duty. When we completed the main story of this campaign, we went up against Comguards, and at the time, their existence, or certainly the scale of their existence, was a very closely guarded secret. But after the rise of Mindu Waterley and the end of the Fourth Succession War, they did start to secure new deals for themselves with the Great Houses that would see the Comguards start to spread across the inner sphere. Principally just to secure HPGs from further attacks. This reporter even managed to have a conversation with one of them. Thomas Faber seems rather unlike the reclusive and mystical stereotype so many think of. Friendly and charming as we talked, me on the ground and he from the open hatch of his battle mech, Thomas and I got along well as we spoke about his posting, my coverage of it, and various topics like him missing his newborn daughter and the local sports teams. As our conversation wound down, I commented on what an unusual sight his crab battle mech was. Not to us, we've seen like 1,000 of them by this point. Way more than I feel like we should have, but whatever. Created just before the Star League fell, and with none produced since, crabs are a rare sight. Again, yeah, it's rare in theory, especially in such good condition. Thomas mentioned that both his father and grandmother have served in it, and he wondered if he too would one day pass it along to his young daughter. Do I know who that is? I was going to say Thomas Faber sounds like a name I recognize. I'm trying to think. There is a Comguards MechWarrior in Exodus Road, the first chapter of the Twilight of the Clans series. I wonder if that's her. Probably not, but that's where my mind went straight away there. Interesting. Let's see, what else? Oh, you know what? Someone pointed out the fact I missed a news article. Yeah, I did here. This happened right at the start of the Kestrel Lancers DLC when I jumped from deep periphery and arrived back in the inner sphere to get some work done just before we accepted our contract. So after the destruction of Wolf's Dragoons on Misery, there's some more news here. Wreckage of Zeta Battalion exposes exclusive Dragoon mech designs. Over a month has passed since the epic Battle of Misery came to a close. As salvage crews comb the cracked and scorched ice fields, they have recovered a number of mysterious mechs among the wreckage of Zeta Battalion. 2 100-ton chassis that go by the designation Annihilator and Marauder 2, which the secretive Wolf's Dragoons have deflected all prior inquiries into. The independent salvage teams that recovered a large number of the elusive mechs have vowed to refurbish and sell the incredibly rare mechs on the open market. The Dragoons stated the design for these mechs would remain off the market, but they wouldn't block existing sales of the salvaged mechs, provided the bodies of their former MechWarriors are returned to the Dragoons for burial. Mech hunters will now need to keep their eyes peeled on the rare mech markets, or dare to fight and beat the Dragoons on the battlefield if they hope to acquire the rare mechs for their collections. With an original manufacturing date of 3010, the Marauder 2 appears to have been the first new battle mech designed in centuries, predating the recently revealed Wolfhound and Cataphract by over a decade. In fact, I think the Merlin in the Outlaws Alliance also came out in 3010, but that's not present in this game. More curious, the mech has been unveiled to be manufactured by Blackwell Industries on Outreach. Formerly a simple parts supplier with no history of battle mech manufacturing, it remains a mystery how a minor parts supplier of the Dragoons has been able to beat large defense firms in a race for the first new mech design in over 200 years. Supplied by information and schematics by Wolf's Dragoons, that's how. But an even greater enigma rests at the center of the Annihilator. Sacrificing speed for unbridled firepower, the Annihilator was designed shortly before the fall of the Star League, but was famously never manufactured before the League's collapse, with all manufacturing schematics believed lost. Even more curious, all recovered battle computers, or of a number of different variants fielded by Zeta Battalion show evidence of data wipes with no information present prior to the Dragoons' mysterious appearance in 3005. All attempts at recovering the array's data has thus far failed, only adding to the mystery behind the design. And it's a mystery indeed how Comstar got their hands, or how Yamata got their hands on one of these. Must have been taken, destroyed in one of the Dragoons' many battles since their arrival. They had a third mech design, I think I've mentioned this before, the Imp, which was another 100-tonner, not present in MechWarrior 5. And whose history I don't actually know. Yeah, sorry for missing that one. If I've missed any others, please point them out, because I would like to change them. Well, you know what? Since it's March 26th, I'm going to do one other thing, which is a little bit mad, but I'm going to go there anyway. I'm going to go to the New Avalon Institute of Science, because where else is a better fit for Goblin than joining up with Team Banzai, Dr. B. Banzai, or whatever his name was, and helping them in developing crazy new technology. I saw a great suggestion that he should go to Terra because Goblin's crazy enough to go straight to Comstar and train right under their nose. But since our reputation with Comstar has gone down, they will not allow us to approach that planet. So the NAIS sounds like a crazy fit, but when I remembered that that's where Team Banzai was, and they're working hand in hand with the NAIS, I thought, you know what, that is actually a good fit. So that's where we're going to send him. I'm going to have to return to these guys in a minute, but it's going to interrupt what else I was planning to do for this episode, but no matter, we will have time for that later on. Right, let's go here. We may have another hero mech. New Avalon Institute of Science. Oh yeah, that's something else I noticed. For some reason, the two on this planet have no information about them. Right, we've got some other news down at the bottom of the screen. We'll get to that in a second. Let's finally... Why do I have none for you? Oh wow, okay. Fine. Wow, the entries are different in this place. You've got to be really skilled to get into the graduate program. But no matter, you know what? It's giving me better stats. So, Goblin, you're heading in here. Who's missing from this list? Oh, Stabiorn doesn't even have the minimum to get in here. Right. See if you can get a posting with Banzai. Goblin's going to stick out like a sore thumb. There's going to be a lot of very high and mighty nobles at the NAIS, as you would expect. But again, I like the idea of him joining Banzai. I don't know why they didn't. I mean, surely you'd think if there was any academy that they were going to write a little blurb for it, would be that one. We have some breaking news though. Duchy of Andurian rebels. Province breaks free from the FWLM. In fact, this is April 2nd. I don't think this happens until September of this year. But whatever. After weeks of disputes at the Free Wells League Parliament, Dame Catherine Humphreys, leader of the Duchy of Andurian, declared the province free from the League's control. This act of independence came as no surprise for many, as Dame Humphreys is well known for persistently contesting the Captain General and the FWLM Parliament. Over the course of her political career, she opposed the League's politics and consistently invoked the Home Defence Act when the Captain General called for offensive operations. This autonomy came to a boiling point during the Fourth Succession War, as Humphreys harshly criticised Captain General Janos Marek's poor attempts at upholding the Concord of Captain and opposing the Fedcom invasions. I don't know how true that is, because she herself was like campaigning for him to attack the weakened Capellan Confederation. The secession has created unrest with the remainder of the League, as talks of cutting off support for the new independent nation are underway. As a result, Dame Humphreys has furthered political correspondences with Magistrix Kiala Centrala, leader of the periphery nation Magistracy of Canopus, for a possible coalition. Well, it hasn't happened just yet, but when news of this reaches Janos Marek, After dealing with Anton's revolt at the start of this game, or just prior with it, this is the final straw for him, and he suffers a stroke, which sends him into a coma, I think, for at least a little while. And then when he returns to office, he's not able to fulfill his duties. Okay, we're heading back then to this territory. We'll go to Valexa here. No other hero mechs present, that's a shame. We'll have to use our Irby at some point. Yeah, so Andurian down here, this highlighted region, is going to split off next when we see the map in 3031, and Sana will be gone as well. There's more Blackhearts just here. I'm trying to think... No, okay, I'm overthinking it now. I'm going to go back to this territory, and then we'll go to Brion's Legion next. I'm going to try and do them in alphabetical just for the sake of my own OCD. We've got plenty of time to kill. Let's head there now. Oh my goodness, look at our bills. We have some news. With Fourth War over, weary soldiers return home. With the Fourth Succession War over, many worlds are seeing those who left to serve return. Every unit involved in the conflict is reporting declines as those whose term ended during the war are now able to leave. Even MechWarriors who serve with distinction are being offered significant retention packages to stay on as trainers are declining and wishing to return to a life of peace. MechWarriors like Sealth, who finally returns to Zavehava from the 10th Sky Rangers. Originally joined up to protect his homeworld during the waning years of the Third Succession War, Sealth, if I'm saying that correctly, maybe that's Irish, it's more like a well, whatever, was ready to leave with the Fourth War started up, and saw him and his graceful mech titled Skokomish in action for several years longer than he intended. So there's a Hero Zeus somewhere out there in the wilds. Let's, I guess we're going down to here. And we're going to try and get a cantina mission? No, we're going to try and get an interaction with the Blackhearts. And then we'll go up to Brion's Legion afterwards. Okay. We're jumping again. God, more news. It's all no. Oh, we're a month past it. Sorry. Right. Okay. We're doing this one, Garrison Duty here. And the reason I'm doing that one is because one glance at the payouts here will highlight a particular outlier. And that's because our employer here knows that we're not just going to be facing off with Housematic, but also with the Blackhearts. So, we had one encounter, I forget who it was, way at the start of the game, and I think they were on our side at the time, but this time we're going to be going against them. These are just generic missions, so I'm not going to bother reading all that, but I will max out that, like so. That's a decent payout, I suppose, 230 tons. We can manage this.
Is in effect, Commander. Your visibility and sensor readings will be compromised out there.
I'm going to do that. So there we go, we have them in the order in which they lined up. And who needs what? You need some sort of... Well, you know what? I need the commander to start with. We have way too many bills. We need to reduce that big time and fast. And annoyingly, I think even my 65 tonners are going to leave us overweight here. Where's my Thunderbolt? I have the herb as well, if it comes to it. Okay, no, I've got 10 tons to play with here. Let's see, who needs missile skills? You do, so you're going to take the... Actually, the catapult. You need maybe... Have I got a 75 ton? I got the Marauder. The Orion, actually, was also a fit. There we go. And you need something with energy. Do I have a better fit for you? To be honest, no, I don't. I'm giving you a weapons loadout on this catapult that doesn't fit your skills at all here, aren't I? And machine guns is no better. Unless I can think of... No, I'm not going to overthink it right now. All I know is I've got 2 companies and my active lance I need to reduce. That'll do for today. Right, I need to swap the camo for a catapult and thunderbolt. Okay, we're ready. Let's go. I didn't check my weapons groups, but it'll be fine. We can adjust them on the fly. Defense mission we've not done in a long time, I don't think. The dinosaurs are here.
Our employers' facilities are being threatened by hostile forces in the area. On-site defenders are in dire need of reinforcements. Make contact with friendly forces and prepare for incoming hostiles.
Okay.
Something's wrong, Commander. There's an unrecognized dropship closing in on your position.
Home position, team. They're already on the field here. Oh, and they're landing right on top of us.
Moving in file.
Let's add range.
Enemy mech approaching.
We got 2. It's a 2 riflemans. Okay, we've got our encounter with the Blackhearts right at the beginning.
Place for an emergency evac. Complete the mission if you can. If not, we're ready to burn when you are.
Try and get into his rear armor if I can here. Actually, to be honest, I should focus fire at the front where all my other guys are firing. And standing still is not a good way to avoid damage.
Enemy contacts have breached the outer perimeter. Make sure they regret that decision, Commander.
Blue team's on their way. Nice of them to join us. These guys have positioned themselves in such a way that I can't even get to their rear armor.
Good job, Commander. Those mercs will think twice before trying that again. Looks like you don't need evac anymore. See you when the mission's complete.
Okay, that's our first hostile mercenary encounter. Crucially, we have something that we can complete in our mercenary sticker book.
Looks like we made it here just in time, Commander.
Hello, Commander. Our mutual employer has dispatched me here to oversee your work and initiate payment upon successful completion of your duties. I'll be tracking the situation closely. Best of luck.
Hostile forces just crossed the perimeter.
This is a very strange area to fight in. Like, the map does not reflect what I'm looking at all. Don't we need to kill javelins or salvage some or something? I can't even remember. Let's help my team with this guy first. He's just getting shelled by the catapult. And bollocks to that, we'll go for the jav.
Target mech eliminated.
He's got Inferno missiles. That looks like the hero mech of the javelin, that paint scheme. It's like purple and green. We're fighting Matic though, so... Ow! Infernoed. Thank you for the assistance, Blackjacks. Miss.
Additional contacts just crossed the perimeter, Commander. Expect company soon.
Focusing the shared target.
Take that ego down.
Pow! One down.
I'll go for this SRM Cadia.
That must be one of the tanks we're contracted for. Reconnaissance flights show increased enemy presence in the vicinity. Be on the lookout for further hostiles.
Target acquired.
Enemy forces continuing to converge on your location. Stay frosty, Commander.
Missiles will hopefully kill that other warrior there before he destroys our own base. dead. We got a Vulcan and a Flea. Wow, rare spawn there.
Engaging Lance focus.
Oh, hang on. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Requested target ID received. Engaging.
Forget it.
We're on it, Commander. We're on your target, Commander.
I'll kill the little guys. I have a very poor loadout for it. The Blackjacks can kill them. I'm not going to waste time with that. We'll kill the mechs.
Firing on the Commander's requested target.
Target destroyed.
He's just gone.
Burn it down.
Take his legs off.
Receiving heavy fire. Raptor unit taking critical
Target
damage.
destroyed. Target
Partisan, you guys kill that. I don't want to be near it.
Scrap that one. Looks like you've got their attention. I'm showing multiple hostiles incoming on your position.
Blackjacks can actually do good work against these aircraft. What they were made for.
target destroyed.
Right. Last enemies are on the
Target
field.
acquired.
I got a pair. Oh, no, I just got one Igor.
Boss wants us on that target.
A pair of locusts. And some. Oh, a partisan as well.
They got the radio tower.
We're fine.
Target sent to hell.
Nice one, Serena.
Copy. We're on it, sir.
Team, you're on the partisan. I will kill the little guys with blue team. Trust my aim. Bit armor's open. He's down.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Oh, there's a second partisan with AC5s there. I'm gonna crush it.
Target is done.
Target acquired.
Focus fire on Commander's target. Enemy contacts closing on the complex. Time to earn your pay, Commander.
Finish him. He's the last one. He's desperate to kill that base. The turret is gonna get him around here. Oh, it's like an LNM caddy. Yeah. Kill it, tank. No. Kill this guy. He's trying to get away. How are you alive?
Ripped the heart out of that mech.
Nice.
Our employers will be pleased that we have held our ground and saved this facility. Good work, Commander.
Good work, team. Friendly mech survived as well. That's nice for a change. But I'm most happy with getting that Blackhearts encounter. That gets us started on building up some reputation with the bounty hunter. Speaking of, well, we'll get to it in a minute. You have reached level 2 with rival intel. We will learn more about that later. Neutralize, first take it down, the Blackhearts. Good stuff. We got another rifleman to salvage, another flea. Might as well take them. Why not take all of them? The SRM-6 is kind of interesting, but it's not worth it. I can't get it anyway. Well, we'll just take a random med laser. Why not? Oh, you know what? We'll take this machine gun because in case we need to cash in 10 of them. There we go. Thanks to your intervention, we've managed to rescue the refugee. What are you on about? Nice one, Stabjorn. No wonder that catapult was getting all the fire. It was the one doing the damage too. It's a good mech. Unfortunately, like I said, it's the wrong skills for him, but he was still doing good work. Well, we have a message here from the bounty hunter for completing Intel Level 1. Kid Mason got your delivery. Your payout has been cleared on the teaser rate. I've got much more valuable material that I can throw your way if you can continue to get me what I want. Remember, I need dirt on all currently active mercs, so I'll pay out the most for the first set of TACCOM data you provide me from battles with different opponents. I feel like the Crater Cobras we fought alongside multiple times, we should have had them ticked off already. That would have been nice if they had integrated the other campaigns with this system. So if you want the good stuff, you're going to want to pick fights with the new merc companies whenever the opportunity presents itself. Just be sure not to try and punch above your weight. You're no good to me dead. Now that you've learned the ropes, don't expect me to coddle you the rest of the way. Keep that information flowing, and I'll be sure to keep the payments coming. And another follow-up message here from Brianna Campbell. We've just received an unsolicited delivery of high-grade weapons with no message beyond a C-bill symbol. Commander, I have to ask, have you been in contact with someone claiming to be the bounty hunter? Tread carefully with that individual. The real bounty hunter is a living boogeyman, or bogeyman, among the mercenary community. They've built a reputation of hunting and cashing in some of the highest value bounties on criminals, politicians, nobles, and MechWarriors throughout the Inner Sphere for over 100 years. All of their marks brought in dead. Provided this hunter is the real deal and not some hotshot imitator, this is not a person you would ever want to cross unless you have a death wish. I will admit, your father did have dealings with someone claiming to be the hunter. While I don't know how he initially came into contact with them, your father was always of the opinion that as long as he kept himself useful to the hunter, he would not find himself on the wrong end of the mech's PPC battles. Just be careful, Commander, whether this hunter is the real deal or a copycat. That faceless mark and the reputation that comes with them is dangerous. Well, if they've been doing this for over 100 years, it shouldn't be a surprise that it is not the same bounty hunter all this time. It is in fact a persona taken on by many people over the years. And interestingly, during the Fourth Succession War, that persona shifts. So the person who we got our initial message from at the very beginning of this game, when we encountered whoever it was back at the start, is not the same bounty hunter that we are now in talks with and is rewarding us. That job has passed to an individual called Mishi Noketsuna, I think his name was. And it was the old bounty hunter was either killed off or retired after a run-in with Natasha Kirensky of Wolf's Dragoons fame, of the Black Widow herself. And it was not their first encounter either. During Anton's revolt, they were notionally fighting on the same side, but Natasha Kirensky's company was ambushed by Marek loyalists, and rather than come to their aid, the bounty hunter and his crew just watched until they had all died and then went through the valuable Wolf's Dragoons mechs and started taking salvage for themselves, including Kirensky's then Marauder. Her iconic Warhammer was a mech that she took to the helm of after having losing her original ride to the bounty hunter. Some say that she took the bounty hunter's old Warhammer. Whether it was the exact model or not, I can't tell you. But yeah, it's an interesting relation between the two, and they bumped into each other while fighting for their lives against the Draconis Combine. What the bounty hunter was doing there, I can't recall. But yeah, he may have been killed off after they worked together to get off planet. Kirensky may have stabbed him in the back. Why not? He deserved it. And a friend of Minobu Tetsuhara and a friend of Wolf's Dragoons, Mishi Noketsuna, took over the role and is now going to be serving in this position for the rest of the game. It's interesting. It's kind of like, it reminds me of the Shadow Broker from the Mass Effect games, where one of your party members takes over that role as the games continue and just slips straight into it without any interruption. So all of the connections that they had are none the wiser that it's a completely different person running operations now. Interestingly, we got Blood Pact Light, and that's actually a camo scheme for our light mechs we can use. Okay, it's July 25th now. Was there more news? No. But there is, if I can find it, a little bit of a blurb about the Blackhearts here. Also, you'll notice there are some 7 missing slots there. You can maybe guess what those are. They were introduced with Shadow of Kirensky. They're blacked out right now, but you can still bring up the square over where they should be. Originally formed as an elite anti-terrorist unit known as the 77th Special Operations Group within the Star League's Special Armed Services, their tradition of leaving playing cards on the bodies of their victims, along with their brutal reputation, led the common SLDF soldiers to give them the nickname the Blackhearts. Yeah, so the SLDF was not above assassination if it came to it. Also, interestingly, The Blackhearts was a mercenary unit our mother, Chloe Reed, served with in the 2990s. She could have actually... Yeah, that's where she was serving when she first met Nikolai Mason. After at the time, he was a merchant freighter. Exactly, well, one in disguise anyway. We now know his true origin, or at least part of it. Many members of the original 77th SOG joined Alexander Kerensky's exodus from known space. Those that stayed behind adopted their former nickname and opted to work as independent mercenaries after the Star League's collapse, excelling at small unit tactics and nighttime operations. If memory serves, they were so unhappy about the way the Periphery had been treated and the way the Periphery uprising took place just prior to the Amara Civil War, that they went and fought alongside the Periphery nations and helped them fight off pirates in the aftermath of the Star League's collapse. Yeah, thankfully, this rival level is shared as we go, so we don't need to get up to level 10 in each individual mercenary group. Okay, well, that's one. Next up is Brion's Legion, so I guess we're heading up this way. But before I do that, let's trash in the Commando and these as well. My god, we were up in the 6 million range there, I didn't even notice. Right, Commando's done. It was nice having you, but we're not needing you anymore. I actually quite like the Commando, but a 25 tonner at this stage in the game is just not a viable option. And neither are these K9s and Griffins. Especially the Griffin, I'm not a fan. Let's go... We kind of need to see what's happening up there, so I'll roll the dice and go to Hamal here first. We kind of need to locate the Crater Cobras afterwards. That would be our next one. But oh, they're way up here. That's a dreadful spawn. There isn't even... Oh, okay, whatever. Sometimes you can see multiple little groups of them. So the Blackhearts are here, here, and here. Is there a fourth group somewhere? I feel like I spotted... Yeah, there's another one down there. So they're really spread out at the moment. And the Crater Cobras, after completing their job for Federated Suns, have all coalesced up around Pesht. Frustrating, but whatever. We'll go to Angol here. Not to be confused with Algol. Not to be confused with Algot. Stupid. Let's go. Right. I have here another potential things. Unfortunately. Oh, wait, no, there's a garrison duty here. I didn't even see that on the list. Okay, sorry. Missed this. But there's no encounter with the mercenaries here. That's too high to be one where they're on our side, I think, and too low, far too low to be one where they're against us. I think it's like a, well, whatever. But we do have some news, 3 days old. So let's see what it says. AWS retools captured Capellan prototype mechs. Over the course of the invasion, Federated Suns forces announced that they had captured and salvaged a large number of Capellan prototype battle mechs. Identified as RVN-1Xs, or Ravens, these light-class mechs manufactured by Hellespont Industrials were sent for analysis back in Davian space. After extensive tests, Davian techs mandated to re-outfit the mediocre Capellan design, improving the mech for AWFS use, ensuring no bit of salvage went to waste. I don't know where the Ravens were manufactured, Cataphracts primarily on Tikhonov, if not exclusively so, but I don't know where the Ravens were built. The new variant, the RVN-2X, removed the heavy, makeshift electronic warfare systems in place of a large laser and 2 additional tons of armor, transforming the Raven from lacking support mech into a well-rounded scout capable of engaging more armored targets. Prototype EW systems stripped from the mechs were sent to New Avalon for further analysis, with techs insisting that the Capellan's poor attempt at Star League-era disruption device proved to be far below expectations. Although additional research is underway, initial reports show that the EW system is far too bulky, unreliable, and prone to side effects when damaged. Good reasons not to use it then, I would say. Let us see. Well, we're not, you know what we didn't do? We didn't repair our mechs. Whatever, we've actually come somewhere that's slightly cheaper to do so, so that was to my benefit, I suppose. The catapult's going to be out of it regardless. I don't even need to repair these, to be honest. If I can get an encounter there, I might go to an industrial hub next anyway, on the way up to this region of space. In fact, bollocks to that. I will find somewhere closer. I'll try and do it in alphabetical, but I'm not going to waste that much time. Okay, I guess we're going to Yangtze here, because the garrison one is not going to give us an encounter. It might do, but it's too low risk, too low chance. I'd rather just fight them myself and get for a guaranteed spawn, where I can see those high credit rewards. Let's go to Yangtze. Do I want to do this? Yes. We'll do it. Okay, contracts. Give me a good one. Yes. Okay, we've got 2. Look at the payout. Both of these have... Both of them have encounters, I think, here. Who do I want to work with? Over against Matic on both times, so it's an irrelevance. I might as well be you. Oof, that's annoying. Whatever. We'll do this objective raid. This is the more complex variant of the raid. We did one as a campaign mission as part of Kestrel Lancers, I think. But there's some slight differences. This is generic. We're not going to read it. Wow, we can't even working for Davian, we can't get... Whatever. Got nothing to say. We might actually use artillery. Why the hell not? If I can remember to, I'll use it.
The nasty weather means your visibility will be limited out there and have adverse effects on your sensors.
Oh my goodness, look at this. Well... I legit don't have anything low enough tonnage to use it. So we're going in with just 3 members. It might as well be you 2 since you've got less skills. And you can take the Crusader this time. Another mech that doesn't fit your skills very well. But whatever. You'll be fine. Actually, no, you can go up to... You've got tonnage to spare. Let's get you something that actually has a ballistic weapon. I'm pretty sure the Charger does. The Orion did as well. And the Cataphract does. And then I can put you up to a 75-ton Marauder. There we go. That'll do. I need to make some changes. Do you know what I need to do? Where are you? Paint. You need to be Marauder shields here. And yeah, that's right. Because I've been calling you that throughout the whole game and I've never actually assigned that name. And I'm gonna... What was the other one? I've already forgotten. Cataphract. You need to be painted. The Cavalier scheme. There we go. First time we're actually seeing that mech look, so... Okay, we can do this. A raid mission. We're in this K9, but whatever. Again, look at this. This is ridiculous. It's got to come down. It's due in 10 days. How long was the mission? 20 days, so we're paying this 5 million regardless. What was our weapon grouping on this? Okay, you know what? That's fine. Let's go team, and let's run into this Merc unit. At least we'll get a nice C-bill bonus.
Enemy forces have a number of command centers scattered across the region. Our employer has contracted us to take these facilities off the board, advance on the marked nav points, and eliminate the targets. We'll be standing by ready for evac once the mission is complete.
Of all maps to spawn into...
Reports airstrike support is inbound on your position. You should be able to call it in shortly.
Okay, well, we'll be ready long before we reach them. Of all the maps we could have spawned into with a bloomin' urban mech. Well, here we go.
Predictable. Not to brag, but we knew exactly where your LZ would be.
We have been betrayed then. Or maybe not. Either way, we will easily handle whoever comes out here in my herb. 2 Jenners. They're not long for this world. Okay, sorry, Marauder.
Mech 1-1, this is Sierra 2-1. We are primed for assault. Standing by for your tango confirmation.
Thank you.
Sierra 2-1, over.
Kill this idiot.
Target destroyed.
Impossible. We've been set up to fail.
It was impossible. 2 Jannas against these. This is not going to go well for you. Oh dear, what a walkout we have ahead. Why game? Why spawn? Why this map of all things? Actually, you know what? You've seen the urban mech. Let's get in it. Our lives are too short for that nonsense. And get there at twice the speed in this cataphract. Can I use the...
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
I don't know if I can reliably use the airstrike to hit it at this range. I'll try and aim at a building. The problem is that a rock? I can't really tell where the objective's actually going to be, so I'm just going to go there.
Alpha 1-1, this is Sierra 2-1.
And we'll see what happens.
Sierra 2-1, out.
We might as well wait until it's over.
Last go with the airstrikes. The rest is up to us.
Well, it did sweet fuck all. Let's get in. I was hoping that maybe that satellite dish would be our target. Yeah, it was over here. I had no way of knowing where it was going to be. And like at this stage, I might as well just charge in there. Whoever spawned to defend here will...
You've found the targeted asset. Move up to it.
Take this.
We'll begin the recovery procedure. That's close enough. Ready to start pickup operation. Cargo acquired.
Do I go through the wall here?
Scrap that one.
No one's here. That doesn't seem right. Okay. Oh, someone's here.
Target javelin.
Javelin.
Target destroyed.
Commander to all units. Unidentified battle mechs on the field. Take them out.
I think I need to...
CT going critical. Must eject.
Let's move off him. We've got hostiles landing on us. Nice of you to join us here, Herb.
We're coming to you, Commander.
Are you? There we go.
Target.
Lance target confirmed. Firing.
Miss.
Heat critical. Incoming missile.
Really? Just one mech came out of that? Doesn't seem right.
Target destroyed.
Falling in file formation,
Right.
Commander.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
Urban mech.
We'll obliterate that target and pop that blood bag inside it.
Can't even see. How have we managed to get his rear armor?
Critical.
Hostile, pull off a part of my mech.
Okay, you two finish up with that.
Let's do this.
I'm moving on. If nothing else, we'll have gained another UAC from our herb.
Kill the mech!
Nice. I don't see... we'll just go in directly. I won't bother climbing the cliffs on the left. No, thank you. So yeah, next up would be Crater Cobras, but I think I'll probably just find somewhere more local. The priority transmission picks up, I think, on January 1st, 3031, and until we have until the end of May to accept it, which is a little bit confusing because normally it says, or at least until now, it said we've got 6 months to accept everyone. 5 months in this instance. Not that it'll make any difference. I could go up to Crater Cobras. I mean, I might as well. We are going to be up in that region of space anyway. If we're lucky, a new spawn might have appeared for them. Alternatively, I just cruise around and try and get a hero mech, which isn't always an option. I can delude myself into thinking we're going faster from the outside view because the legs move a bit quicker.
I'm detecting unidentified mechs in the area.
Alright.
Moving in to investigate.
Just head over, bring the raid target with you while you're on your way. Save us some time. Look at the urban mech at the back there. If I suddenly see like a heavy mech on top of it, I'm going to be slightly annoyed. Hello.
Let's take that tank apart.
Target acquired.
Target sent to hell.
Nice one, Serena. Was that the patrol? A single harasser?
Target
Oh no, there is some other guys over here. That's got to go first.
Target destroyed.
Who shot me? It couldn't be him from that range. Maybe it was. Right. Let's just go in, squash him and leg it. Probably just a single herb in defense. Oh, I knew it. Miss. There it goes.
Critical.
Right, I'll see you in a minute.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
And finish it.
System's failing. I have to eject.
One down.
Objective down.
Thank God it's not that far.
That's the last of the targets, Commander. Now get back here before hostiles converge on your position.
Let's move, team. Not the best mission type to bring an urban mech into, I admit, but whatever. We fought with one battle in it. That'll do. It seems a lot brighter now than it was. Maybe I just had too much sunlight coming in through the windows. Who's that? Like miles away. Thank you, Leopard.
Destroyed.
Rihanna kill steal there. Herb's there, come on, end the mission. Someone else got blown up. And we're done.
Happy you made it out of there alive, Commander. Stand by for pickup.
Alright. Good. Oh, we didn't get another reward after that anyway. Whatever. Take you. And take an SRM6 because we actually need one. Alright, that's that. We're done. Hey, got a level up. I was playing as this Cataphract anyway. I should have been going for more ballistic kills. Okay, that's life. Let's... oh wait, no, hang on. We need to check our bounty hunter details here. It still looks like it's grayed out, but it's just a black and white symbol anyway. Colonel Pythonius Brion, what a name, and his legion have only been active since 3013, but have already gathered a reputation for bad luck and constantly being in the wrong place at the wrong time. The Legion suffered significant losses on Tancredi II under their first employer, House Kurita. I wonder if that was the battle that put Tancredi under Draconis Combine control at the start of this game. Their increasingly dire financial situation has made the Legion quick to accept contracts with anyone who would offer them work. While scrappy and somewhat cowardly, it is rumoured that, for whatever reason, Comstar and the MRB have begun to take a great interest in Brion and the success of his Legion. I'm not sure where they are at this point in the history, but certainly they will become based on Terra going forwards. And indeed, alongside the Com Guards, they will serve as Terra's garrison going into the 3050s. Okay, let's get rid of these before we forget. And what? What was the other one? Oh, K9. Right, Griffin, we've got to use you. We've saved ourselves 500,000 at least there. But we still have too much junk. Far too much junk. Quite frankly, am I going to use this Zeus again? Most likely not. I think I need to start cutting now. No, we're not using the Zeus again. It doesn't have any decent weapons for us to even get skills with. I'm going to an industrial hub to get repairs done anyway. Do I need this many atlases? No. I do not need 2 identical clones. Let's get rid of them. Do I need the Victor? The answer is probably no. That's down to 20 mechs. Still too many. The Victor, I'd rather have the Charger in it. 377. The Charger needs better weapons, but it's just better in every way. Let's get rid of the Victor. Am I going to use this Atlas again? Also, probably no. But I might end up in territory where I might as well bring it along instead of the Charger, just for the armor. Whatever. We'll keep that one. Gandalf I don't want to get rid of. The Marauder I could probably get rid of, having just renamed it, but... I think I'd rather have the Orion in most instances. If no, we're down to 4 million. That's better than it was. It was like 5.5 or more. That's just when we finished that there. I need to be more ruthless than this, but I don't really... That Battle Master, honestly, I think I want to drop this and just keep the Stalker. It's better in every way. It's a good mech, I just don't like it. Whatever, you know what, we're leaving the lighter tonnage area anyway. But yeah, the only reason we have... I do need to cut it, but I'll put more thought into it. It's so far to get to the region there. What I might do is go for somebody else instead. So the Iridani Light Horse is down here at Avigate. They were on our list. I think that is what we might end up doing rather than Wolf's Dragoons. But we've been kind of fed around here. Or maybe I just go hunting for hero mechs on the way up. That's what I'll do. I'll jump to Northwind and see if we get some hero mechs. I'll kill some time that way. And if anything, we might get a different spawn of Cratocobras during our journey. I feel like Northwind does have its own academy, but it's not in this game. No hero mechs. No other Cratocobras. Okay, we are going here then. I'm really just killing time for a different spawn. I don't want to traverse the entire Draconis Combine to get to them. Get a mech down here. There we go. It will be the end of the year by the time we arrive. December 27th. A rare game. Really? Really? You're going to give me 2 in one episode? Fine. While battle damage prevents us from gathering any info on its previous MechWarrior, we do know that Street Cleaner was once affiliated with the former Stellaris 7 Gladiator group that went by the Capellan Mafia, along with Philip Caput, I think it should be, and a Firestarter, which we've encountered. I think it was called Firestorm. This mech unsuccessfully attempted to assassinate the infamous Justin Xiang in the title fight for the 3027 Stellaris Championship. We now know that Justin Xiang's title challenge that year was all part of the ruse. By publicly going after Federated Suns aligned MechWarriors, he could win the trust of Capellan agents. I've got a double music again, I've just heard. Yeah, he could win their favor without really doing any damage to the Federated Suns. Certainly any loss of face that was sustained from Stellaris, the death of their MechWarriors over there, was far less than what they won by conquering most of the Capellan Confederation here. Oh, the Crater Cobras are gone. Where are they now? They're literally nowhere. They have vanished into the ether, to the hidden worlds, into the deep periphery. Terrific. Well, I guess we'll go to Terra. Why the hell not? And we'll see what spawns. On Terra, there's actually something special about it. I would have liked to have sent one of my guys to West Point, but whatever. It's actually not as good as NAIS. In fact, it's not even close. We have some news, though, as well as the Cantina mission. Look at this. January 1st, Tikhonov Free Republic disbands, joins the Federated Commonwealth Alliance. After a unanimous decision on Elgin today, the government of the Tikhonov Free Republic voted to become a member of the Federated Commonwealth by joining the Sana March. The independent nation agreed to disband and become a minor administrative district within the Sana March, an administration uniting conquered and annexed systems under the rule of Melissa Steiner-Davian. Yeah, I mean, it was conquered by the Federated Suns, but it was a wedding gift by Hansa Davian to his betrothed. And Melissa Steiner-Davian took over the administration of this region, and her rulership and efforts to rebuild the region that had been devastated by war actually won her an amazing degree of support from this region of space, not all of whom were very happy with House Liao anyway. So yeah, although simply by not being a Davian and by not being a Liao and being a little bit open-handed and working with charities and what have you, she yeah, won herself a lot of acclaim. In the aftermath of the Fourth Succession War and the tragic loss of Supreme Lord Pavel Rydzik, he was killed by the Maskarovka, I think, the Republic was left without a true leader for over a year. It then came to First Prince Hansa Davian to take the reins, ensuring the fractured people of the Republic they would see stability and proper leadership by joining the Sana March. With the Tikhonov Free Republic annexed, the Federated Commonwealth borders are officially joined, firmly uniting the two great houses. It really should come as no surprise that the Federated Suns wanted this region of space for themselves. It was always their goal to broaden the territory that they controlled. You see here as well, these planets were taken after the Free Worlds League abandoned them, fled from to defend themselves from attacks from the Tikhonov Free Republic. But yeah, that's I just spotted down here as well. The Duchy of Andurian has gone independent. We saw that in the news. And starting in 3031, they have begun their assault against the rump state of the Capellan Confederation. So you can see numerous worlds here, frontier. This one's still marked as House Liao for some reason, but it should be Duchy of Andurian. And you're seeing a few gaps as well. That's because these ones have been taken by the Magistracy of Canopus. These down here too. It was an alliance between the Duchy of Andorian and the Magistracy here, and together, with a marriage pact of their own, they went and assaulted Capellan Confederation space. I really don't understand why MechWarrior 5 does not have the Periphery Realms highlighted. It makes moments like this just look really stupid and confusing, where there's gaps where nobody owns it, but clearly somebody does. And so yeah, together they went after what was left of the Capellan Confederation, expecting a bit of a walk in the park. While the Free Wills League was kind of immobilized with the illness of Janos Marek and a lack of accord between the rest of the provinces, they went on the offensive. And the days of the Capellan Confederation are surely numbered. Surely. One other note with the Free Republic being taken here, most others expected the St. Ives Compact to go the same way, but Candice Liao is a wily ruler and managed to keep herself from being completely absorbed. Look at this dark black cloud here moving in on the St. Ives Compact. Finally as well, the Sarna commonality is properly displayed as it should be. So this region here is really all that's left of the Capellan Confederation. The whole Corwood end of the realm is gone. What was the Cantina mission while we're here? Kill 4 Cantaros is a definite no. We don't have enough of those. And collect one of these. I think I have 4P. Unlike other mechs, the P variant is a pre-existing one and not a periphery one. Where am I looking? Is the P not the disco back? It is. Okay, I've got it. Terrific. Right, what can I can't do the Cicada, unfortunately. The Victors. We're never going to kill 3 Victors. Hunchback. The Hunchback did good work for us earlier on, but now we are done. And finally, Mech Collector's up to level 7, so it's more or less aligned with the others. Additional heat-conducting materials are integrated into and around weapon battles, transferring a small amount of excess heat into spent casings just before they are ejected. Good stuff. Okay, our priority transmission is here. It is Broken Promises, and yeah, we have 4 more months to accept it. I want to see... Hello, what's this? Wow, okay, I didn't know we got transmissions here. I would have read these sooner. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. There was once a time when the members of the Blackhearts were the most feared people in all of human space. House Cameron's anti-terrorist unit that used fear and terror tactics themselves to pacify anti-League upstarts in the periphery. Sounds like the Star League to me. Often using advanced power armor, very similar to my own. Yeah, that's true. The Blackhearts, the 77th SOG, were the first people to make use of the powered assault armor that the bounty hunter has a relic of. It looks almost bird-like actually here in this image with the 2 eyes on the side. But when House Cameron fell, so too did the Star League government that employed and protected these self-righteous hitmen. With no friends among the great houses, and many members fleeing accountability with Kiransky and his lot, those that remained turned to the mercenary life to survive, scrounging for work and money from the very people they once would have hunted down. Ain't karma a bitch? Brion's Legion as well. Throughout the years, I've seen plenty of fresh-faced idiots with a hope and a dream chase the merc life, only to fall flat on their face on their first contract. But none have done so in such a spectacular fashion as Colonel Pythonius Brion and his Legion. Taking a beating as badly as Brion did on Tancredi 2 should have been the end to his mercenary ambitions. But to his credit, him and his Legion seem to be pressing on despite seemingly never exiting a contract without significant losses and taking on what I can only imagine to be crippling debt. But what draws my attention to these mooks is that the robes over at Comstar and the MRB seem to be taking a personal interest in Brion's success. For whatever reason, they've been backing their loans, giving them a financial lifeline when any other mercenary unit would have been told to pack up and go home. I don't think they have any pre-existing relationship. It's not like that family is tied to Comstar or anything. I think it's just they were selected, Comstar saw the promise in them, saw that their financial situation was more bad luck than bad performances, and decided that they were the right kind of unit that didn't have too many pre-existing ties to take into the fold. Why they're doing this is anyone's guess. Some say, somewhere, some presenter must have gotten a vision praying to his toaster in the morning or something. But if there is one thing I know about Comstar, it's that they don't do things without a reason. And I don't like not knowing why they are so interested in a merc outfit as inept as Brion's Legion. Talk about failing upwards. We have our penultimate Kestrel Lance's bonus high reward quest here. But again, we're not doing it until the last one appears. Or we're not doing it until after Rise of Rasalhague is finished. Well, Jesus, where are we going next? We're looking for more Credicobras, which are just... they're nowhere. I've had bad luck with them. So I guess we will go hunting for another hero mech over here. Why not? I reloaded a save here just to get rid of that double music. And I realized as well that I haven't repaired these. Since I didn't have a hero mech spawn at my next jump anyway, I'm not going to be too upset. Maybe I'll get another chance. Let's get these fixed. And also, you know what? Ah, yeah, this is something I should have shown as well. The mech market on Terra has a chance to spawn a bunch of things that would never normally show up. So these are two examples of that. This is the original Kintaro 19 here, and this is the royal variant of that same mech. Which has what? An LRM 15 instead of the LRM 5. I'm guessing it's freeing up that tonnage by introducing endo steel or something. One of them already has endo or ferrofibrous, and this one has a different value, so it's either got a different kind or both, where the original has just one. Also a Steiner Thunderbolt, a bit of a rare spawn, but whatever. Let's go. What else should we go next? I think I'm just going to run in a circle. I know I could go do Wolf's Dragoons, but I'd rather finish with Wolf's Dragoons. And since Credicobras are gone, I will try and get a few more hero mechs just in the rest of this little period here, and then we'll get on with the DLC. It's maybe not the best use of our time, but we've got plenty, so whatever. Let's see. Star map, anything? Yes, something at Algarab this time, so I guess we're going there next. I'm just checking that there's no Credicobras again. There was not. A hero archer. Is this going to be Tempest? Yes, it is. Morgan Kell's own mech. And that's something I didn't touch on. Morgan Kell, after the death of his brother Patrick in 3026, comes out of retirement and participates in the full succession war in quite a major way, fighting Yorinaga Kurita and the Genyosha around about the sky region of space. In fact, if I look at the border here between these two realms, it's going to become important in a moment. Should have done this sooner. You can see how many salients that the Light and Commonwealth were able to cut into Draconis Combine space as part of Operation Go to Damarang. Very, very successful for them. The only area in which they lost was down here, where Theodore Kurita, the heir to the dragon, launched an attack of his own against Sky, but at the last minute that was rebuffed not by Morgan Kell, but by Frederick Steiner, who took his 10th Lighting Guards on basically what was a suicide mission to, I forget exactly what planet, it might be one of these two here. And while he met with, while they were fighting a last stand, a glorious last stand, some Loki agents sabotaged all of the Draconis Combine jump ships and prevented them from being able to launch their attack on Sky. Right, let's go see what this says about the Archer here. The Archer, piloted by Morgan Kell on that day in early 3016, has moved into the world of myth and legend. Determined to protect the lives and honor of the surrounded Kellhound's mercenary regiment, Morgan Kell stepped forward in Tempest to sacrifice himself in single combat with enemy commander Yorinaga Kurita, despite his archer's obvious lack of close combat weaponry. But as the killing blow fell at near point-blank range, Kell's 70-ton war machine emerged completely unscathed. Eyewitness accounts claim that despite seeing the mech with their own eyes, no computerized sensor detected the Archer's presence. I wonder if that's to do with the Guardian ECM here. as if the mech was nothing more than a phantom. No credible explanation of the phenomenon has been put forward to this day. It's a little bit of an anomaly which comes from a period in the game's history in which a certain degree of like myth and magic can be written off almost like magic. Yeah. The Phantom Mech ability was something that popped up in a source book. Have I been dragging you around after? No, I just picked that one up, didn't I? Okay. Jesus. Okay, I should not be hunting for hero mechs at the moment because my bills are so bloody high. I need to... where was it? 70-tonner. What 70-tonners can I drop? There must be some. The Cataphractor is my only one, but I actually kind of need things with ballistics to get levels up. Need to get rid of the Griffin. And this as well. Jesus. Do I need this as well? Probably not. We don't need 3 awesomes. So long to the awesome lance. We really don't need 2 Highlanders either, to be honest. It's excessive to the extreme. But whatever. Okay, let's try and get one more spawn here. I think I've got time just to reach this. Actually, do I? Let's see. 34 days to here. I can reach Tau Ceti. But unless something spawns at Tau Ceti, I'm not going to be able to pick it up anyway. I think I'll probably have a warning from... Yeah, I do, from Rihanna here. Commander, the Mercenary Review Board requires a 6-month review period for all exclusive contracts that cede operational control to the client. Colonel Mansdoter's offer of employment will not last forever. Mansdoter is on a very strict timetable for this one, so if we take his offer, we are going to be operating on their time schedule based on his mission needs. This particular contract includes paid travel and lucrative opportunities for combat bonuses. One that doesn't come around very often, even for premium units out there. We should give this contract another look over. Looks like that's just a standard message he sends, just with the name replaced. We'll take one last chance to get a hero mech at Tau Ceti. Unfortunately, I don't think, unless it spawns right here, we're not going to be able to get anything else. Because it will be the end... Oh, it's not. We do have another month, don't we? Well, we've got some news regardless. Duchess of St. Ives rebuffs annexation attempts of First Prince Hanzadavian. The Duchess of St. Ives, Candice Liao, publicly announced that she will no longer be coerced by the ongoing demands of First Prince Hanzadavian. After the Fourth Succession War, the First Prince continuously wished to annex the independent nation, using it as a staging ground for future incursions into Capellan space, similarly to what transpired with the Tikhonov Free Republic in September this year. September this year, it is April 21st. It's either September last year. Yeah, I did think this happened a bit early. I didn't remember it being January 1st. Do you know who was responsible for this? It was Arden Sortek, manipulating things behind the scenes. But you really get a clear picture on the kind of man Hanzadavian is here after winning the Fourth Succession War. Like, there's no other way of putting it. He won that war and had the bills paid for by his allies in the Latin Commonwealth. Yeah, now he wants to annex all the minor nations. He was quite happy for them to go their own way, since it deprived Liao of forces that might have gone against him. But now, with the war over, he saw that as territory that he should own, should be part of his realm. The Duchess expressed that St. Ives would not be brought into future conflicts, and even threatened to leak critical intel to the Capellan Confederation if the First Prince, would continue to persist. It is clear that the Duchess wishes only peace and prosperity for her fledgling nation, as it remains a distant presence from the ongoing conflicts of House Liao and House Davian. When she formed the compact, the St. Ives Armoured Cavalry, I think there was 5 regiments as part of that unit, that part of that brigade, and 3 of them willingly went over with her, and the other 2 didn't want to continue fighting for Liao because they saw the way the winds were blowing, but also weren't entirely happy about signing themselves up to a brand new independent realm whose odds of survival were kind of a bit dicey. They especially did not want to be serving House Davian, and so part of their agreement in supporting Duchess Candice Liao and defending her fledgling nation was that they turn mercenary. So I think she's defended at this point in history by 5 regiments, and she probably welcomes Comstar in as well. You can see how they were able to exploit the situation. No more hero mechs for us, so that really is it now. There's nothing else for me to do except take on this priority transmission. I got 3 this episode, 2 bloody hero mechs, sorry, urban mechs, but whatever. One other thing I should do before we actually accept this is go to this cantina here. Check that out since we have some time. Let's do it. Any good cantina missions? Collect 1 Orion, we can do that. Collect 2 Thunderbolts, I think we might be able to do that. And one of these Blackjacks that we've not seen yet. Frustrating, because we were fighting along Federated Suns a lot in that campaign, Castellanza's DLC. But at no point did either of the Davian variants of the Blackjack spawn. Do I have 2 Thunderbolts? Because if I do have a second one in storage... No, I don't, unfortunately. Whatever, if anything, that means we're going to be able to hold on to our current Thunderbolt. Let's accept the Orion. The Orion has done incredible work for us. In fact, no, we've got a spare one, don't we? Fantastic. We don't need to get rid of it just yet. Let's do that now. It was this one. Okay, worth it. Potent warheads. A new warhead design directs the same explosive charge more efficiently towards the target. Great. Okay, well, you know what? We can take this Thunderbolt as well, and we will maybe salvage one. And now, finally, I think we have one more transmission from Rihanna here, telling us, Commander, our review period for Colonel Mansdota's offer of employment is almost over. If we do not respond within the next month, the contract will be rendered null and void, and we will not be able to reconsider. We are going to take Mansdota up on this and help him. We need to alert him ASAP. We cannot let this offer sit on the table any longer. Let's go check it out. Right. Broken Promises, Rise of Rasalhague. Here we go, starting the DLC proper now. Colonel Christian Mansdoter here. Commander, my name is Colonel Christian Mansdoter, Commanding Officer of the LCAF's 1st Tier Assault Regiment. We are a Special Operations Battle Mech Command sponsored by Archon Steiner, primarily staffed with former Tier Resistance expatriates from the Rasalhague Military District, and those of Rasalhague descent living in the Leiden Commonwealth. Since our formation, we've served the LCAF with distinction. I'm proud to say that during the 4th Succession War, the 1st Tier were instrumental to the success of Operation Gotodamerung. That's not an empty boast either, they really were. The Leiden offensive against the Draconis Combine that reclaimed a number of long-lost Leiden worlds, primarily from the Tamar Pact, and liberated multiple native Rasalhague systems from House Kurita's clutches. Commander, I'm contacting you because I need your help. And right now, I am counting on your reliable reputation to help me with a task that must be done. I can't say much in this transmission beyond that I'm in need of your services. If you're willing to work with me to see my mission through to completion, I'll do whatever it takes to make this endeavor worth your while. That is all I can say of this matter at the moment. I pray that is enough for you to come to our aid. Please contact me soon with your answer. I accept. Tell me more. I think it's time then. We really are done now. So let's leave. Wow, okay, what have we got here? Commander, you are a godsend. Thank you for signing on to help us. To put it bluntly, tensions are high and about to reach a breaking point. During the 4th Succession War, the 1st Tier liberated systems in the name of the Leiden Commonwealth under the promise that Rasalhague natives of those systems would be allowed to take a more active role in the administration of our communities, rather than live as an oppressed ethnic majority as we were under House Kurita's rule. Although the initial years of rebuilding under the rule of the Leiden Commonwealth started promisingly, it has since deteriorated as more attention is placed on the upcoming FedCom merger. After the war, the Archon rolled the liberated Rasalhague worlds into the Tamar Pact, one of the 3 nations that form the Leiden Commonwealth, and the nation that has historic ties to many of the liberated systems. Unfortunately, those ties are currently causing a great deal of anguish. Duke Kelswa has agreed to honor inherited noble titles, land grants, and property deeds held by families with ties to the liberated systems prior to the Kuritan conquest, escalating tensions between the nobles returning to lay claim to what they see as their property and the Rasalhague inhabitants that held ownership of the same property for centuries under Kuritan rule. It's a very serious and difficult problem to resolve there. They've both got claims to that territory, and reaching a compromise between them is gonna, well, no party is gonna be entirely happy with that one. Also, talking of the FedCon merger, the two militaries, as we heard in the Castro-Lanzas DLC, are going to merge, and they're planning to do so pretty soon, I think. It ends up happening, I think, 3041, but certainly at this point in time, they're thinking sooner than that. The official combination, that's not the word I'm looking for, the two realms, successor states coming together, isn't going to take place until the child of Melissa Steiner and Hansa Davian rises to take their position. And that child has now been born, Victor Steiner Davian, the oldest child, first child of that marriage. And not the last either. I think they will go on to have 5 children in total. This has caused everything from civil disobedience against lighter nobles coming to press their inherited titles to forced displacement of Rasalhague natives. In the Kirchbach system, things are getting particularly bad, which is why I need your help. After you've made all needed preparations, go to the system's jump point. I've taken the liberty of pre-booking your jump ship passage to Kirchbach. Kirchbach is maybe how I want to say that. I want to say it with like a soft CH sound. Certainly not a ch, and not a hard K. Kirchbach doesn't sound right to me either. Maybe someone can correct me. I'll explain more once you're in system. 51 days is going to take us to get there. That's more of a reasonable route compared to what the Federated Suns was offering to transport us across the Draconis Combine in time for the 4th Succession War. But it is time then. Let's set a course. Right, we've arrived at Kirchbach, and let's refresh our memory. Where is this in the world? It's all the way up here. Why is there a call to arms quest here? What? I don't know what that is. There's maybe a little glitch. Rise of Rasalhague, here we go. So we have traveled from wherever we were, somewhere Altair, I think it was, 125 days. They managed to get us here in 55. They really had an urgent need of us. And we've got a glimpse of a new territory here, the Pirate Wells. We'll be visiting there later to complete this quest on Trell. But for now, we can continue on. So let's have a look. Has there been any news? There has not. We have not seen anything new. I've got a bunch of blooming hero mechs I've got to use, plus this Griffin. I guess I'm using them in this DLC. Let's jump in on that. Mission briefing. Christian Mansdottir, it's great to meet you, Commander. Thanks for coming. Over 200 years ago, during the early Succession Wars, Kirchbach was conquered by the Draconis Combine. Many who fear the Combine's brutal reputation relocated deeper into the Leiden Commonwealth, abandoning homes, properties, and noble titles as they fled. Once conquered, the Draconis Combine forced the migration of millions of Rasalhague families to Kirchbach, leveraging them as cheap labor to clean up the devastation House Kurita left in their wake. Now that Kirchbach has been returned to the Tamar Pact, those with ancestral claims to properties that still exist within the system have returned to claim what they feel is rightfully theirs with Duke Kelswa's blessing. This brings them into direct conflict with the Rasalhague families that have owned the same lands for generations under Kuritan rule. This mess was already FUBAR to begin with, but now Duke Kelswa has thrown Inferno Gel on the entire situation by enlisting the services of a mercenary group known as the Gotterdammerung Society. Former LCAF thugs and veterans of Operation Gotterdammerung that went mercenary to relive the glory days of the recent Fourth Succession War. And they do so by enforcing evictions, openly intimidating, and in some cases, physically assaulting the Rasalhague natives in system. All while in plain view of me and my first tier, who all have direct ties to the Rasalhague community. My unit and I agree that we can no longer stand on the sideline and let this happen, but our hands are tied due to our allegiance to the Leiden Commonwealth. We cannot openly move against mercenaries hired by our liege lord without risking a firing squad, which is why I need your help. I want you to cripple the Gotterdammerung Society so they can no longer oppress the citizens of Kirchbach. I've recently come into possession of the IFF transponder codes for a local pirate group by the name of the Blankenberg Beaters. I want you to mask your unit with their IFF frequency and cripple the Gotterdammerung in what will outwardly appear to be a pirate attack from known in-system hostiles. My second in command, Tor Miraborg, and I will monitor your progress live on the comms and direct you as needed. Good hunting, Commander. Okay, it's taking place today on July 1st. There is a little bit more time between the deadline of this priority transmission and the mission itself to account for the fact that there's a minimum jump of 13 days in this game. The Gotterdammerung Society pride themselves as primarily a mobile armor and artillery unit, but do run a number of mechs as support. Taking their mech assets out should give them enough of a black eye that they can't further harass Kirchbach's Rasalhague citizenry. Got it. Well, we're going to be killing some mechs. I need to salvage some anyway, so let's take it like so. And I'm going to remind myself I need to collect fire starters, cicadas, and thunderbolts. And quite frankly, actually, Mech Collector as, War Dog still outstrips it a little bit. But after being stuck at level 3 for ages, it's now Treasure Hunter, which is the problem. And maybe that's what I should have been filling my time with, not these mercenaries. But whatever. Okay, let's have a look at this mission. We're taking Fenstrom. We have 260 tons to play with. I'm going to take the Griffin here. You're going to take just a random 65 tonner, and we're 5 over, so this is going to come down to a 70 tonner. And do I go Street Sweeper? I feel obliged, even though we've been in an Urban Mech twice in this game. I should use each one at least once, but I mean, goddamn. Really? This thing? With an AC-10 and a small laser only? It's basically just a standard Urban Mech. There's nothing special about it at all. We've used a mech that has that exact loadout before. Ah, God. We're going to use the Griffin for this mission. You know what? You can leave a message. Should we, on principle, try to use every hero mech we have during this playthrough? It seems like a good idea. We're trying to be completionist in how we play. But at the same time, we're stuck in situations where we're using urban mechs. I'd rather not be. Frankly, we used the more exciting one already. Do I have another 70 tonner? I do, Tempest, but I don't want to give that to you yet. Let's give you another 65 tonner if I've got this Crusader. And you can go up to a 75 tonner that way. There we go, then we're maxed. Okay, you need ballistics and missiles, which you can get both in there. You need energy only, so that's not the best one for you. You need ballistics only, so this is not good either. You should be the Thunderbolt. It's better. For that. And this will have to do. Yeah, that's how we're going to do it. Okay, Fenstrom's not going to get maxed out in this mission, but that's fine. We're going to use this Griffin. Everybody's painted how they should be, I think. We'll go.
My unit fought and died in the Fourth Succession War to liberate the Rasalhague people from the abuse they suffered at the hands of House Kurita. But Duke Kelswa's hired goons, the Guter Damerung Society, have come in and treated the Rasalhague natives of Kirchbach like indentured servants.
Kirchbach.
I can no longer turn a blind eye to the Tamar Pact's treatment of my people, but I cannot move against the Society or Duke Kelswa openly. I need you to take the Guter Damerung Society off the board, or the natives of Kirchbach will continue to suffer. Make a show of it as much as possible. I need this to look like a random pirate raid to avoid suspicion. Thor and I will be monitoring this operation remotely. Good luck, Commander.
Got it, Christian. Okay, so it's Kirchbach. If we assume that the person responsible for voice acting in this game got it right.
Our employer wants this area cleared of all tanks.
Target destroyed.
Okay, team, catch up. Two down.
Target destroyed.
Just tanks. Oh, you know what? I haven't highlighted the fact that this is completely new territory for me. I've never made it this far into the game before. I've done 30-30. I've reached 30-31. And we did some missions in the Kestrel Lancers Hide Award quests. But other than that, like, this is the furthest bastion. Sneak around the edges here. It's quite a small, compact map. Let's see how this Griffin does. I do have it upgraded, but just 2 weapons is not ideal. I should have given it the hot loaded ones. It's a mech that actually needs more close range firepower.
New target Wolfhound.
Wolfhound. First,
Target acquired.
2 Wolfhounds.
Codes appear to be doing their job.
A bit of good news for once. I'll take it.
Bring them down.
Target acquired.
One less.
Lance target confirmed. Firing.
Oh, come on. I locked took much longer than I was expecting there. Hang on, I've got a brawler here I need to kill. Need to stop him from getting the red armor.
Gotcha. Let's do this.
Get him, team.
New
Machine guns can
target.
kill.
Enemy mech nullified.
Target acquired.
Engaging shared target ID.
Heat critical.
All guns on shared target.
But alright, team.
Ripped the heart out of that mech.
The brawlers were the ones I was worried about. With those SRMs in our rear. It's not good. Machine guns get on him. I'm on this guy.
Explosive
He's gone.
kill, Commander.
All dead. That's only the second mission we've seen Wolfhounds in. This time they were against us. Oh, we've got reinforcements coming down the hill. Pull back, pull back. More
New
lights.
target locust.
I see another commando on the left there. Oh, it's a larger laser commando. One of the 1 variants. Switching to the 1D here. There's a commando somewhere out there. Oh, headshot on him somehow. Yeah, there's a commando 3A somewhere out there in the wilds in Steiner service. We've got a news report about it, but I haven't seen it yet in action. Oh, there. Is that a tree? That is a tree. Easy mistake to make. Where are the other 2?
Form up on the commander.
There's one. Doing something. Bad day for that commando. Actuator failure on him. Oh, Jesus. Well, where's the 4th one? There.
Target acquired.
Are you also stuck in the rock? Possibly. Oh well, we'll take advantage of that.
Commander, an unidentified dropship carrying active mech reactors just entered our combat zone.
Hello?
Damarong Society.
Hakon Magnuson.
Beaters. The people of Kirkbach will no longer stand by as you oppress our people. Shut down and submit to the tier, or be destroyed.
Whoa, hang on, what's going on here?
Magnuson.
You know him?
Crusader, oh
His
shit.
name is Hakon Magnuson, an old friend from the tier resistance of Rasalhague. Looks like he's become a bigger
On fire.
force in the movement since I last saw him.
Damn it. This complicates things.
Are they fighting?
Commander, our main objective is still to destroy...
They are
the
fighting
Damarong
each other up
Society.
there.
Try to avoid contact with the tier at all costs.
Okay, alright.
I'll authorize a generous performance bonus if you manage to avoid excessive damage to the tier forces. They might not know it now, but they're our allies in all of this.
I see another mech on our right.
There's a third force on your HUD. Avoid contact if you can, but also don't let the Gutta Damarong Society overwhelm them. If they force your hand, try to disable their mechs without destroying them.
Okay. We'll focus on just the threats here.
Target acquired.
Blackjack is here next. Oh, I see yellows on the field.
We're on your target, Commander. Routing behind you, Commander.
Pull back, pull back.
Regrouping at requested.
Those guys are handling themselves.
There, it's one of the more tanks. Destroy it. I'm reading half the primary targets destroyed.
Enforcer over here. Where did he come from?
Going.
Take his arm off. Never mind that. Red armor. Oh, catapult. Why at that moment?
Hostile mech down.
Destroyed.
Got to Damarong forces taking critical damage. You're almost there, Commander.
Team, get out of here. Hold your fire. Who's left? Him.
Boss wants us on that target.
I actually need to salvage one of these. Actually, I got a better idea, team.
I'm reading no more Got Damarong targets in the combat zone.
Run.
Good work.
Oh, God, we're going this way.
Field sites at the marked nav
It's
point.
fine. We can get there ourselves.
Do you have a way of contacting this Magnuson?
Don't. I'm friendly. I'm friendly.
Communication codes are still valid after all these years. I should be able to. Why?
I don't want another debacle like this to happen again. Make contact. Maybe there is some way we can help each other out here.
Incoming missile. Target.
Okay. But I need to warn you, Christian. Hakon is highly ambitious and self-serving. Be cautious around
My
him.
team's following me, I
He'll
just
likely
realized.
sell you out if he feels it suits his personal needs.
Incoming missile.
I'll keep that in mind. Make the call. We'll see what he has to say first.
Grasshopper.
Well, Magnuson's mechs all survived.
We've got you, Commander.
Time to leave.
Prepare for extraction.
That could have been worse. We managed to get our optional objective. Everyone was alive at the end. I meant to send my guys run in the other direction, but I wasn't sure what was going to happen next. But whatever, it worked out fine. Everyone was trying to hit me and struggling to do so, and my guys weren't firing at them and getting aggro, so we're good. Yes, another cicada. I think we can finally do that. A wolfhound, we've not used one of these. Great. Look how cheap this Crusader is, unfortunately. Look at how many commandos does a person need? Well, there you go. You can see what all the different commando variants are loaded with. And what else? These, why not? You know what? No. We need them for our mech collection, don't we? Apparently I've got 0 of the 1D, so I might as well take that. There we go. And that's how we'll end it. Commander, that was a solid opening blow, but Magnuson's tier stands to complicate things. Hopefully Magnuson is amenable to us reaching out to him. Damn tier terrorists. If they didn't show up, we would have had you filthy pirates dead to rights. Run back to your hole and don't come back. I thought we were not tier. We were disguising our involvement as tier, were we not? Magnuson's tier. Oh, so there's multiple factions. Hang on, I need to read the briefing, I think, and get a better grasp on what's happening. Got some level ups, good. Not in the skills that you would have liked, but yeah, whatever. It's so. You're the one who needs it and had no opportunity. The Griffin held itself well. We had high tier equipment in it, but like, yeah, it's not great, unfortunately. Commander, again, I must thank you for your ability to adapt to an ever-changing situation. Tor and I have reached out to this Hakan Magnuson. He has provided further insight into the situation here through the eyes of the Rasalhague citizens. All three of us agree that the Gotterdammerung Society is the primary threat to peace here on Kirchbach. But Hakan has also suggested that the first tier's exposure to this operation is too great. In his words, the Rasalhague natives cannot afford to lose the first tier as an ally and a beacon of hope for our people. So, the first tier is the name of the mech regiment, but they're made from exiled Rasalhague natives, and maybe there is a tier underground. This must be some sort of Norse god or something. Reluctantly, Tor and I agree that our exposure to this plot puts the first tier under a tremendous amount of unnecessary risk. Therefore, I am transferring the remainder of your contract over to Magnuson to see the remainder of this mission through. Make your necessary repairs, then report to him for further briefing from here on out. I pray that you two will find a permanent solution to our mercenary issue. Very good, very good. Okay. I think we can finally do this one. Yes, just make sure we get the right ones. Cash it in. Oh, we didn't even get level up. Jesus, okay. Whatever. That hardly gave us any XP. That was a bad luck on that. Well, I don't need this Griffin anymore. We've had an outing on it. I don't want to have 4.8 million in bills. I don't want these two. I actually need to use this Wolfhound, don't I? What's the repair cost in this territory? It's not an option. Magnuson talking about making our repairs wasn't even on the table. We're in an area where you cannot do so. Yeah, we are nowhere. But, actually, yeah, we're fine. There is an area here. We haven't unlocked it, and I will probably begin the next episode by doing so. Let's have a look. What do we want to do? Well, this then. Commander, I am Hakan Magnuson, representative of the Rasalhague royal family in exile and the Tier Independence movement. Okay, so there is two different organizations called Tier. Slightly confusing, but whatever. Christian has transferred the remainder of your existing contract to me. I hope that this will not be an issue for yourself or any of your staff. We all have a lot riding on you. Christian had the right idea targeting the Gotterdammerung Society, but failed to realize that the true threat is not just the society, but the one that hired them, one Nicole Kelswa. Oh, things are getting serious now. We're going after the royal family of the Tamar Pact. The niece of the current Duke of Tamar, Selvin Kelswa. She is here on Kirchbach to appease a number of nobles within her uncle's royal court to further cement her uncle's rule over his revitalized Tamar Pact, which means she cares very little for the well-being of any of the residents of the conquered Kuritan worlds. Her reputation inspires fear within the ethnic Rasalhague communities, so I believe the best way to serve the Rasalhague people of Kirchbach is to show them that the Tier movement is willing to support them and stand up to bullies like her. I want you to attack a facility belonging to the Kelswa Guard, House Kelswa's private honor guard, and the Gotterdammerung primary source of battle mech support. While under the banner of the Tier, the different one this time, not the first Tier. Christian will attempt to run interference to give us a window to execute this mission with minimal resistance from local LCAF forces. Don't let us down, Commander. Got it. Okay. Different employer this time. The marked Kelswa Guard's forward operating base is a known supplier of the Gotterdammerung Society. Destroying it should cut off much of the supplies the Gotterdammerung need to refit themselves after your previous encounter with them. Christian will only be able to run interference on our behalf for a short time, so be prepared to evacuate the area once your task is complete. Got it. Can do. let's go salvage again. I need fire starters and I need thunderbolts. And frankly, I need cash as well, but that's a different issue.
Careful, Commander. The sensors are malfunctioning due to the weather, and your visibility on this mission will be compromised as well.
Got it. Well, we can't use the Wolfhound. We haven't used an Archer yet. That's an option for us. This is kind of stupid to go in like this, but whatever. You need a Highlander. We've not even taken this Highlander. Did we have it in the final mission? I can't even recall now. And you need something with energy, a 75-tonner. Marauder Shields is somewhere around here. There you go. We're going to do it. And you need a different paint scheme now. We must have used it because it's painted. Cavaliers. And then we're going to retire it because we don't need 2 Highlanders. It's excessive. We don't have a lot of very high tonnage mechs though, so honestly, maybe just keep it. It's very good as well. Oh, the Orion's damaged. That needs changed. To this. You can take an 80-tonner. Gandalf is somewhere around here. There we go, that's better. So now you both have a chance to max out your ballistics. You have a chance to also get some missiles if you take this instead. So you're going to go in the Cataphract. There we go. That's perfect now. And we are going to get a small laser, AC-10, in through this mission somehow. And then it's going in a bin. Did I even repair the other herb? I need all my hero mechs repaired. This needs to come out at some point, but we'll do so later. Okay, we can do it. Gandalf needs a new paint scheme too. Let's do it, team. Oh, 14 days to get repairs done, which we can't do. There is a way to do it, like I said, and I will start the next mission by doing that, because I was going to fill the 2-3 year gap between the 2 halves of Rasalhague with the Mercenary Life transmission. Slow, less slow, more missiles, all the missiles. On, off. Okay, that's... Speed is either on or off in this thing. It's a 2x2 map, that's fine.
The Rasgallian people of Kirkbach. Make no mistake, the one tugging their leash is Nicole Kelswa, Duke Selvin's niece. She and the Kelswa Guard are the ones that have contracted out the society as a private security force to bring Kirkbach into line with their bigoted ideals. The marked nav point will direct you to the Society's primary base of operations. Raise it to the ground and end them.
We're on our way.
Christian is going to run interference and has tapped the LCAF command channel on our behalf.
LCAF? Oh my goodness.
I will take over as CO of this operation in his absence. Good luck, Commander.
I haven't got a comment about this in a long while, but because of this game, I call the CCAF, the Capellan Confederation Armed Forces, CCAF. But if you think about that acronym, it makes just no sense to say it the way that I do, CCAF. Because what is that? The CAF part of it is not like a combination of letters that works in isolation. Right, we'll be there in half an hour, guys. She's here.
The Cutter Dammering Society are still undergoing repairs. Mansdaughter, where the hell are your LCAF forces?
Whoa.
First I've heard that you need our assistance. You've always made it a point to cut my unit out.
Oh my goodness, Grasshopper 2.
Private security forces.
Because I don't trust you or your mountain monkey combine turncoats.
Mountain monkey.
Run us this world in the name of the Commonwealth. You will show them respect.
No, I won't. Not until they learn to follow orders. And now I order them to destroy those terrorists. Or you'll answer to my uncle and your duke personally.
Raising my forces now, I will be en route shortly.
Come on, give me that headshot. I want this Grasshopper. Oh, that was it.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
That's slightly problematic, that one. Ooh, that's just as bad.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Well, we took a head off. I think that...
One down. That's must be one of the tanks we're contracted for.
We'll be here all day if we use this thing, so let's swap to something with some speed. The Highlander is not a good example of that, nor is the herb. Shields has some speed, does it not? If I can find it. Apparently I can't. It doesn't exist. Oh wait, yeah, I didn't bring one of the shields. It's the Cataphract. Okay team, let's get in there and crush this place. Start with this.
They just torched a warehouse.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Following your lead.
Everyone in here.
Our infrastructure is under attack. Get them away from those buildings.
Mr. Peace.
Base operating at 50% capacity. Keep it up, Commander.
I'm leaving the walls up just to provide some cover.
Target acquired.
We've lost a fuel tank.
Scrap that one.
They're going after the HQ.
Incoming Igors.
Acquired.
You heard the boss. Let's light it up.
Took one down. Firing on the commander's requested target.
Okay, I think the time has come to destroy walls because I don't see much else. I see something.
Shadowhawk.
Oh no, okay, this is where walls should have stayed up. I'll just finish this.
All power signatures across the facility have gone dark.
Let's move, team.
Good enough for me. Let's pack it in and get out of here. Christian will need to make a show of at least trying to chase us down. Let's not be here when his forces show up.
Incoming missile.
You and your collection of freeloading deadbeats have
New
now failed
target
at defending
alive.
the system from both pirates.
Oh, I'm missing a PPC.
Expect my uncle to be hearing about your incompetence.
That urban mech is still pursuing me because I didn't give the order like I meant to. So only one person is following, but whatever. We're fine, we're fine. Let's just get out of here before anything else silly happens. Highlander's still got his armor. Awesome still got that armor. I hope this wasn't a high tier PPC in this thing. I don't think it was. Don't think we swapped any components.
We've got you, Commander. Prepare for extraction.
Zeus over there. Okay, I think we're all good. Let's see. Oh yes, we got it. The headshot. The urban mech proved its worth. We got a headshot with a small laser, I think it was, of all things. But great, we now have one. And we can have, I don't know, we can't even get that. A medium laser. We'll have 61 of them. Useful. Christian was good to his word. The LCAF did not interfere. Thanks for your support out there today, Commander. You've proven yourselves to be a great ally to the people of Rasalhague today. Damn you, terrorists. You think we don't know that the locals were aiding and abetting you? All your little tantrum did here is ensure that we will put the screws to those that gave you the leeway to carry out your brazen attack here. First, you've got to find out who was responsible, though. Oh, injured Stabion. Whatever, we're not going to do another mission in 60 days' time anyway, so you should be fine by the time we're back. This is because I've said it before, my F1 key does not work correctly, and so numerous times I try to give an order, and what happens is whatever order I give, whether it's 2, 3, or 4, is whatever unit I select. So I think I tried to send everyone to one spot and ended up just selecting Stabion. Okay, whatever. Message, oh, another Crusader. This one's going straight in the bin because we don't need 2, and our one's already better. It's the same variant as well, that's annoying. Christian Mansdotter, Commander, good work. Nicole Kelswa was furious that my unit failed to apprehend the pirates or the Tyr terrorists that attacked the Götterdämmerung Society. She has laid the blame squarely on my lap and has petitioned her uncle to dismiss me from my command of the first tier. Friends of mine within the LCAF High Command have given me notice that state politics may force them to serve Kelswa my head on a platter to appease the nobles of the Tamar Pact in order to minimize tensions with the Leiden Commonwealth's nobility. So Mansdota, not a Leiden native, thrown to the wolves here, and the Leidens were more than happy to use the Rasalhague refugees and what have you to sow disunity within the Draconis Combine, the Rasalhague military district, and dissent, that was the word. And yeah, but now that they got what they've wanted, and Operation Götterdämmerung has come to an end, Mansdota is no longer needed, and they can probably rid themselves of somewhat of a problematic commander. Yeah, since completing the Fourth Succession War, we were all gung-ho when we were doing Kestrel Lancers, but those news reports about Hansa-Davian earlier, and those 2 breakaway nations, and now this in the Leiden Commonwealth, really serves to remind you that there are no good guys in the world of Battletech. Which is currently... Oh, sorry, I cut this sentence short. Minimize tensions with the Leiden Commonwealth's nobility, which is currently strained enough by the upcoming Fedcom unification and dissatisfaction with the Archon for propping up the Federated Sun's shattered economy after Comstar's interdiction. Yeah, the people who were leading this campaign was the Federation of Sky, but their leader, Duke Aldo Lestrade, was a casualty of the Fourth Succession War, officially killed during a Genyosha raid, but actually killed by his son, a member of the Kellhounds, whose name I cannot recall. When Tor got wind of this, he spread the word throughout the first tier and held a secret vote without my knowledge. Through it, I've learned that my unit no longer has faith that the Leiden Commonwealth will do right by the first tier or our people. They have repeatedly broken their promises and have exploited our faith that things will get better, only to treat us with the same disrespect that House Kurita did. We've collectively made the decision to abandon the Leiden Commonwealth and take our chances with Hakon Magnusson and the Tyr independence movement in the Draconis Combine. At least with them, we know that our lives will go towards saving our people, not further oppressing them. So a whole regiment of the LCAF is about to desert them. At least they're not joining one of the other great houses. But yeah, going over to work with Magnusson. As my last act as a commissioned LCAF officer, I've approved your final payment, along with a substantial combat bonus. I hope our paths cross again sometime, Commander. Until then, this is goodbye. We will see him again in the future. My plan is the next priority transmission pops up at the end of 3033, so we've got a little over 2 years, about 2.5 years before that expires actually, and I have some plans for that. We will get to in just a second. Also, I mentioned Aldo Lestrade. It was in fact Ryan Steiner who took over that the torch of Sky independence, which is somewhat hypocritical, because he is a member of the Steiner family who wants to... he's supposedly working against his own family's interest in holding the Leiden Commonwealth together. I guess really what he was doing was exploiting the Sky independence to sow dissent within the Commonwealth. Really, he was just opposed to the merger of the 2 states, Leiden Commonwealth and Federated Suns. And the fact that they had to bail out the Federated Suns is a big part of that. He had a reason for disliking it. But he was also funded by Ryan Steiner, Ryan Steiner? No, that was him. By Alessandro Steiner. I think we've heard a news report about these two in the past. I can't recall. So he was the deposed former Archon before Katrina Steiner took over. So you can understand why he would have a grudge against her. Right, before we forget, let's take a picture of this. I think the 5H is the standard one. I can't recall. We can look it up in a minute. I'm going to do repairs on this and try and bring it into action. There's a bunch of writing on it, actually. I just noticed. Abkanalen is written on the arm there, on both the arms, apparently. I don't know what that means. There's other words as well. Let's see if we can get a better view on it. Someone's going to have to help me out here. My German is not great. Ich weiß ein bisschen, aber nicht so viel. Und mein Aussprechen, is that the word I'm looking for? Pronunciation? Ist sehr schlecht. Scheußlich. Schrecklich. Furchtbar. All of those things. Dreadful. Let's put it in here. In fact, you know what? Whatever. We'll sort that in a second. I actually need to do repairs on my 2 hero urban mechs before I bin them. What does this say? Foresight. Vorsicht. Flammer. Because it's got jump jets, so it's saying Vorsicht or vorsichtig is be careful in German. I guess it's the origin of the English foresight. On the side there, der Springer, the jumper, I think that maybe is. I don't know. Can I get a better view from up top? I reckon I can. Hang on. I need to know now. Someone's going to have to leave me a comment. You can let me know just how dreadful my German is, I know. But you can fill in the words that I no doubt missed. Vorsicht, Kaufige hoppen, I think that says. I don't know what Kaufige is. Kauf is to buy. Hoppen, I assume, just means hop. To hop in English. But I don't know that for a fact either. Abknallen, I've no idea what that is. Maybe a cannon or arm or something. Well, it's not armor, but whatever. Somebody can fill me in. That's interesting. I wonder if there's anything written on the back. I can maybe get a view on this. Sorry, I'm being distracted in the last second of this. There is something on the back. Killer grasshopper, I think that says. Interesting. Grasshopper is just grasshopper then in German, just with one less S. Okay, interesting. I wonder how many other mechs have random things written on them in the Steiner paint scheme. I'm really curious to know. Or if it's just that it can't just be the grasshopper. That'd be a hell of a coincidence if it was. But I will paint it and get these repairs done. Speaking of repairs, currently we're on a planet that can't do them. However, if you remember ages and ages ago when we finished the main campaign, we got a message. Where was it? The Mercenary Life. And I said I didn't accept it because it was going to open up a bunch of other things. In the next episode... Oh, we've got a message from Hakan Magnusson. We'll get to that in a second. In the next episode, I'm going to start on that. There are 4 regions, and I'm going to visit 3 of them, starting in the one I'm already in, up here in Rasalhague. Just to tick them off. We'll try to do a mission in every region of space. And while I'm going around doing the first 3 of those, the 4th we'll get in a later episode because we'll be there later anyway. I will pick up some more mercenary contracts, and then 2 episodes from now, we will return to Hakan Magnusson here. Commander, I want you to know that I appreciate what you've done for Christian and the people of Rasalhague. Christian's heart was in the right place, but ultimately, his faith in the Archon was flawed. I believe growing up in the Commonwealth has blinded him to what he did not want to see, that the Commonwealth does not care about our people. They only placated our desire for freedom as a way to leverage our people to fight against House Kurita on their behalf. Very mercenary of them, if you will. To all the House Lords, the people of Rasalhague will always be their lesser. This is why the only way for our people to truly be free is to have an independent Rasalhague. One that is able to forge its own path away from the machinations of the great houses and their delusional desire to rule over a reconstructed Star League. I have faith that time is coming soon. With Christian's Battle Mech Regiment, the hypocrisy of the Tamar Pact exposed, and House Kurita's loosened grip on their own territory after the 4th Succession War, I believe the people of Rasalhague will soon have the courage needed to stand up to the House Lords and say that enough is enough. When that time comes, the people of Rasalhague will need allies loyal to our cause, or at least our money. I hope that I could count on you among those allies that will come to our aid when the time is right. While my resources are now tied down with supporting Christian and his people, in a few years, when they are settled, I wish to reach out to you and your company once more. If you still believe in helping the people of Rasalhague, I may have an important job for you. Until then, Commander, I wish you safe travels. Hakan Magnusson sounds like a decent bloke in that message there. I can support his independence movement, I suppose. I've supported Sky in theirs, and in a roundabout way helped bring about the independence of the Tikhonov Free Republic, however short-lived, and indeed the St. Ives Compact down here too. Next time as well, I'll try to remember to keep coming down here so you can see the progression of Andurian and the Magistracy's invasion of the Capellan Confederation as the Liao realm crumbles and falls apart. Something which I am very happy to see. Okay guys, that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again soon in another video.